Hi, welcome to SciencloPodia. This is where I talk about science in everyday life. I dedicate this podcast to kids and their whole family to enjoy, and anyone who wants to listen from a kid's perspective. Enjoy! Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be talking about science and golf. I'm going to be talking with a special guest, and she won 3 championships for European Championship, the British Championship, and the World Championships in the USA. It's pretty cool, right? Her name is called Kat Renoa. Hello, Kat Renoa.
Hey, Raina.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How about you?
I'm very good. Do you still play golf these times?
Yes, I have actually, because practice has been open since last week, so I've been playing a lot, yeah.
Do you still play at your home?
Yeah, I practice in my garden sometimes and play with my dad.
When was the first time you played golf and what age were you in?
I was 7 years old and I played with my dad because he was playing as well, and I just fell in love with it.
Why do you like golf?
I love golf because I get to meet tons of new people, and the discipline of it is really good just for everyday life, and the mentality and the physicality of it is just really good.
It's actually really nice because it's quite rare because lots of people play football, but not much of people play golf, but it's actually fun.
Yeah, not many people go down that route, but most people just go for football or basketball or something, so golf is a little bit different.
What other sports do you play?
I used to play quite a few sports. I used to do swimming, tennis, a bit of basketball, and a little bit of baseball, but not much anymore.
You do lots of sports, actually.
Yes, I like sports. They're really fun.
Can you tell me what's the hardest competition you've ever joined?
Probably either the first competition I've ever played because I was very new to the sport and I was very nervous, or the World Championships because that was the biggest tournament I've played, and that's where everybody from around the globe comes and plays, and it's a surreal experience. So yeah, that was pretty overwhelming.
How old were you back then?
I first started playing competitions when I was 9, and I've just played ever since. So 9 to 13, just been competitions.
Wow, that's actually amazing because it's just you've been in 3 championships and it's just so young.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of young golfers and they all have so much talent, and it's really inspiring to see other people who play better than you, who you can look up to and learn things from, and also people who look up to you because that gives you some more self-confidence to keep on going.
Kat Renoa, is there any more championships you've ever been to?
I've been.
Can you tell them more?
So I've been European Championships for 3 years in a row. I've been to a British tour 4 years in a row. World Championships once, and a little bit of county playing as well.
That's a lot of championships.
Yeah, it's quite a few.
How can you become a champion?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work to keep on going, and even if you fall back one time, you just have to keep on getting up. It takes a lot of discipline to be able to practice for that long, and it just takes a lot of drive. You have to have a dream, to have a goal to be able to achieve something. So yeah, it takes a lot of perseverance. What's
your dream, Kat Renoa? Because dreams can vary.
Yeah, so my dream is to become a professional golfer because it just seems really enlightening to me that I can grow up and play a sport that I've loved ever since I was a child and make money off of it. It just seems like the perfect sport.
How do you practice during lockdown? Because I don't think you really need to go out that much because of the government.
So yes, because of the restrictions, you can't go out that much, but golf courses have been open for a little while now, I think for about a week. And I've also been playing in the back garden, just hitting balls back and forth to just practice my swing and technique.
Kat Renoa, did you know why the golf ball is very rough?
No, not really. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so it all started when they started using smooth balls, and then it started getting broken, and then when it started getting more rough, it actually gone further until they found out that they shouldn't make it smooth and they should make it rough. And then they started making rougher balls with different materials, like rubber and plastic and rubber again underneath plastic until they found out that it's not just because of the shape and you have to make it like that. They understood how it worked. So if it's smooth, the airflow is just being reflected away from the ball, but if it's rough, the air is holding on to the golf ball until the end when it gets slinged up and
That's
causes
really
less turbulence.
That's really good to know. Never actually knew that.
The history of golf was when it all started 400 years ago in the 1600s when they were doing a painting that had sticks and they were smacking the sticks with wooden balls into a hole.
Wow, golf has really evolved since then. It's changed a lot then.
Yes, it has. Did you know that the golf bounces back 67% of its whole altitude? So if it falls 1 meter, it will fall 67 centimeters. Then it's 67% of that, it bounces and it gets 67% lower.
No, I did not know that actually. That's really interesting.
Because of that, the material bounces better than a tennis ball because it bounces 50%.
That's nice to know. Never knew that.
Renoa, which is more important in golf? A strong power from the club or a technique to hit the ball with the club?
I think technique personally, because even if you have a lot of power doesn't mean you're going to hit it straight, and if you don't hit it straight you're primarily not going to get it too far. The technique is a very, very, very important part of the swing, otherwise you wouldn't actually make contact with the ball. So I think without technique I don't think power really matters, but obviously having some power is a nice thing to be able to hit it a really long way. But if you have a lot of power and no technique, it won't really get you good results anywhere.
Who helped you in practice? Because everyone needs practice and they need a mentor to help.
Yeah, so practice is a really important part of golf, and sometimes you have coaches, you can have different coaches for different stuff, but the two main people are my parents, because they've actually taken me to practice and they've obviously cheered me on during hard times, etc. And my dad especially has been taking me to most of the practices and carrying my bag for me, giving me advice, and my coach as well to help me with my swing and technique. So I think without those people, I don't think I'll be where I am today.
Wow, that's actually really great of you becoming a champion.
Yeah, it feels pretty nice to give back to them and show them that all this hard work has paid off.
How do you cope when you don't win? Because some people, they can't really cope, but most people can cope because they can improve.
Yeah, so some people, when they don't win, they just think that they've come to an end and that they can't improve anymore. I think everybody's had those times where they feel like they can give up after this one low point because they think that's the bottom and they can't get back up. But after thinking about it to yourself, you just have to. It takes a lot of motivation, and without perseverance and discipline, sportsmanship in golf is a very important thing, because you don't know, you can shoot 10 shots more than you did the previous day. Golf is just like that. It can vary in so many different ways. So yeah, I've just tried to keep my dream in my head and keep a goal, and I want to get to that goal, and so I just have to keep on working hard, and I know I'll get there eventually. I just have to keep on working.
Wow, you're like a real athlete, and yet you're so young. It's real sportsmanship.
Thank you.
What do Tante Gita and Om Arfan do to support you?
Well, obviously they take me to practices. They provide me with equipment, actually, because otherwise I have no golf clubs to play with, no golf balls to hit. They always, if I need any advice, they will always go and help me and try to find out anything. They'll help me correct my weaknesses, and primarily they're always there for me.
Renoa, do you think everyone can be a champion like you?
I feel like if a certain person has perseverance, discipline, and they can take criticism and just use that and apply it to their game to make them stronger, I feel like anybody with those qualities can play golf, because I don't think anybody without those can be an athlete in any sport, to be honest. You have to be able to develop on people's comments, and you can't just always get knocked out by a negative feedback.
Wow. Kak Renoa, how do you like this podcast?
This podcast has been
Have
really
you got
interesting.
any advice?
Well, I really like what you're doing. It's a really good way to get a message out there and spread information. Some of your other podcasts my family has listened to, and it's been really intriguing and really interesting. So I just say keep on going, keep expanding your research and your knowledge, and I think you're inspiring other people to do this kind of things as well.
Thank you, Kak Renoa, for being in my podcast.
No problem, anytime.
Stay safe and healthy.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, and see you in the next podcast.